इतना सा फर्क है कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानपुर से दूर अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this special series of Business Opportunity Over Chai. Business Opportunity Over Chai presented by the management of Franchise India with an aim to introduce you with a new brand every day at 12 o'clock. Today, also with the same aim, we have come in front of you to share a new business opportunity with all of you. So before I introduce you with the brand, let me just run you through with Q&A process. If you have any questions during the webinar, please type your question into the Q&A window. We will take up all your questions post our presentation. So while we'll run you through with the presentation, please keep sharing all your queries, all your questions into the Q&A box. We see some of you raising your hand in the webinar. So I would request you to, instead of raising your hand, please type your question into the Q&A box so that we can take up your question and we can clear out all your queries. So our today's brand is an exclusive franchisee opportunity with Silvostyle, a sterling silver brand, silver jewelry brand by PNG Jewellers. They are trusted names since 1832 and they are knocking your doors for a business opportunity. The brand is on the lookout for passionate entrepreneurs to join as franchise partners across Mumbai, Nagpur, Nasik, Aurangabad, and Pune, Maharashtra. Today we do have Mr. Amit Vaidya from Silvostyle to tell you more about the brand and the specifications. Apart this, we do have Miss Varsha. She is heading this brand and she is leading this brand from Maharashtra. We do have Miss Sonia Chaudhary, Managing Director at Franchise India. Ma'am, I would like to request you to please start this walk with your inputs.
Thank you, Neha, and welcome Amit ji to this webinar. And I'd like to also thank all our friends who are watching us live on YouTube. Friends, before we begin, I will also give a little background to the company Silvostyle, and I would say we are proud to launch the brand which carries a big legacy of the P.N. Gadgil group, whose 6 generations have been at the forefront of exceptional traditional designs and also unparalleled craftsmanship since 1982, and that's a very long period. And Silvostyle has been one of the leading silver jewelry brands in the country, and they also have many firsts to its name. Even if we talk about film merchandising with mega film hits, top stars, they have tie-up done with leading fashion designers, and also they've introduced designer collection in the past many years. And the brand currently is focusing on specific markets and where they are looking at partnerships with like-minded people, while they also have company-owned and operated stores, which they would carry on in certain locations. But they will also look at partners to come and operate these locations. So we'll share with you the entire business opportunity. I'll request all of you, if you have any questions, you can put your questions in the Q&A box. We'll take all your questions at the end of our presentation. So we'll start with a presentation that would last for about 25 to 30 odd minutes, and post that we'll have a question and answer session. We'll take all that live. And before we get started with that, Amitji, I'll also request you if you want to maybe share a background on Silvostyle, how the journey has been over the years. And post that, we can get started with the formal presentation. Over to you, Amitji.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Sonia ji. Thank you, Neha ji, for the wonderful introduction. Just for others, my name is Amit Vaidya, and I head the franchisee development and operations at PNG Jewellers. Anyone in Maharashtra, or everyone in Maharashtra, is very well spurred with the name PNG. We have a more than 190-year-old legacy. And we are into, we have 35 retail stores across Maharashtra and Goa, where we are supplying gold jewelry, silver articles, and diamond jewelry for more than 60 years in Pune and almost more than 190 years in Maharashtra. This is a little introduction about the parent company of the Silvostyle, and a little introduction about myself. I would like to start the presentation of Silvostyle. So good afternoon once again. I'm just starting this presentation of Silvostyle, which is sterling silver jewelry by PNG. This is something which has been in the PNG domain for last more than 10 years. And it's very recently that we have taken it out of the PNG stores. So it's not something which is new. We have been selling Silvostyle jewelry, which is sterling silver jewelry, through the PNG stores for last more than 10 years. And it's had a very good response in the PNG stores. And this is something now what we want to do is we want to take it ahead. We want to get it outside the PNG stores and have extensive or exclusive stores only for Silvostyle jewelry. Currently, we started this trend around April 2023, and we currently have 4 stores operational in Mumbai and Pune. Out of these 4 stores, 2 of the stores are company-owned stores, and 2 stores are franchisee stores. So it's not that we are just starting out. We are already selling Silvostyle through PNG for the last 10 years. And now already for more than 6 months, we have already started outlets. And let me tell you, all outlets are doing very good. So this is a little about PNG. It was started way back in the 18th century by the name of Purushottam Narayan Gargil. And over time, PNG became a household name across Maharashtra. Like I said earlier, we are successfully operating more than 35 stores across Maharashtra and Goa. And now it's our chairman and managing director, Mr. Saurabh Gadgil, who was very insistent that we also foray into the silver jewelry market, which is increasing by leaps and bounds. So in 2013, we introduced Silvostyle and started selling silver jewelry through the PNG stores. The vision of Mr. Saurabh Gargil is to, get into the silver jewelry market in a big way and it's reach out to the new buyers, millennials, and the Gen Z. Silver jewelry is something which can be worn almost every day, because we have a huge range of jewelry which can be worn by women as well as men in their everyday, day-to-day, almost every day, whenever they're going out for office work, when they're going out to some meetings, when they're going out for socializing, when they're going out or just casually even in the house. So our mission is to expand through the franchisee model, and we intend to set up stores across Maharashtra initially and then take it up across the country. And that is the reason why we tied up with Franchisee India to take us ahead. Thank you, Franchisee India, for giving us this opportunity to present our vision and mission through the webinar. So again, coming back, like I said, this is something which was started way back, and this year we plan to have at least 15 stores across Maharashtra. Currently, we're already achieving a turnover of more than 20 crores, and we plan to touch 100 crores in the next 3 years. And like PNG, make also Silvostyle a household name across the country. Again, now why partner with Silvostyle is I've already stressed initially that it's a brand from a big, trustworthy and legacy brand PNG. We have got Trendy Jewellery, which is basically for men and women both. Uh, the trend of silver jewelry is catching up because people are now wanting to wear the gold or the shiny jewelry only when there's a special occasion like a wedding or a big function in the house. But this is a silver jewelry which can be worn every day. Ladies can wear it to office. Even we have school going girls and college going girls who wear it every day to their institutions. We have men wearing silver bracelets and silver chains on a everyday, day-to-day basis, and it is something which is very trendy. I'm sure many of the ladies and the gents would understand what I'm talking about. They just want to go for a casual evening outing with their friends or to some friend's house, and you don't want to deck up in heavy gold jewelry or even diamond jewelry for that matter. And this is where Silvostyle comes into picture. This is a jewelry which can be worn on almost every occasion. And it's not that we don't have jewelry which can be worn for weddings. Silvostyle also has jewelry which can be even worn for weddings and wedding receptions too. So this is a jewelry which is very trendy, and we believe this is the way forward for the next generations. Again, for any franchisee, the investment is very minimum. It's not a very heavy investment because unlike gold, silver is not very expensive, or unlike diamond also, this is not very expensive. So the investment in a silver jewelry store is very minimum. Um, we have basically two models at the moment. We have a FOCO model and the FOFO model. The FOCO model will take an investment around 25 lakhs from the franchisee's end, where the most important feature is that the investment in stock is done by the company. This is the most important thing. The franchisee just has to invest in the store. So the store decor, the store furniture will have to be done by the franchisee. So put it in short, the franchisee will have to take up the store on rent if they don't have their own store. They will have to do the store interior and put in all the assets. The cost of this would be around 25 lakh rupees, which is the only investment needed from the franchisee side. The company, that is Silvostyle, would put in all the stock which is required for the store. They would supply a store manager also for the store, and the other staff also would be put in from Silvostyle, but the salary for that staff will have to be paid by the franchisee. So the company would be sharing the operating cost with the franchisee. The people cost, that is the team cost, the store manager is from the Silvostyle company end, and the other staff, which is just around 3 to 4 staff, would have to be put in by the franchisee. The other costs, operating costs, which are basically rent and electricity, will have to be paid by the franchisee, whereas the packing material cost and the stationery cost would be from the Silvostyle end. So it's like, almost 40% of the operating cost would be from the company's end, and the franchise will have to bear only 60% of the operating expenses. We have got very good attractive returns, wherein we will be giving out more than 25 to 30% of the sales amount to the franchisee. So you can say that whatever is the sales, 30% of the sales would be given to the franchisee as a sales commission or as a franchisee, we can say cost, which is a very good attractive return. And also the most attractive in this thing is that there is no investment from the franchisee in stock. The other model is the FOFO model, where all the investment, that the stock as well as the interiors of the store, the assets of the store, will be done by the franchisee, and this investment would be around 50 lakhs. So if you see the FOCO model, the investment is just half, because the entire stock would be put in by the company. And the FOFO model, of course, will have higher returns. But in this case also, the marketing would be done by the company. So the FOFO model is a complete model where the franchisee, of course, gets higher returns, and also would entail a higher investment too. And the entire operations will be done by the franchisee. Whereas the FOCO model, the entire operations will be run by the company because they are the ones who are investing in the stock. But the investment is almost half of the FOFO model. So currently we have two franchisee stores which are both operating on the FOCO model. And of course, the company stores, which are more or less COCO models, company owned, company operated. So the four stores are already in operations, and we are ready with another almost 10 odd inquiries, which are in different stages of conversion at this moment. Coming back to the roles and responsibilities of the FOCO model, like I said, the entire operations, the IT support would be given by the company. The franchise will provide with an adequate assortment of products depending on the location of the franchisee and the market surrounding the franchisee. It so happens that, in India or even in Maharashtra or even in a city like Mumbai or Pune, every area, every market is different. So this is something what we call as merchandising, and the merchandising support will be given from the company side. We have a central ERP on which the software will be provided by the company for billing. And what is the billing? A certain percentage of sales will be provided to the franchisee. The entire business development, that is celebrity endorsements, local area marketing, then holdings, newspaper advertisements, social media advertisement, everything is handled by the company. So the franchisee does not have to spend even a single rupee in terms of business development or in terms of marketing for the product. All they have to do is put in money in the FOCO model in the store, that is the store interiors and the assets. That's the only investment required from a franchisee end. And also the sharing of the operating cost. Rest everything is handled by the company, and I think it's a very, very lucrative model as far as the franchisee is concerned. Of course, the FOFO model is totally different, where all the stocks would have to be put in by the franchisee. The assets and the interior have to be done by the franchisee, and day-to-day operations also would have to be run by the franchisee. But even in this, the company support is unwavering, and all the marketing, business development support will be done by the franchisee. Sorry, will be done by the company, and the franchisee does not have to spend even a single rupee in terms of marketing of the store or of the product line. The store size, this is a very, not a very large store we require. We require a store which is around 500 square feet plus or minus 10%. The rollout plan, of course, would be all the major cities in Maharashtra initially. So Mumbai, Pune, Aurangabad, Kolhapur, Nagpur, Nasik, Solapur, where any city which has a decent market, we would like to step into. The good advantage with these markets is that PNG already has a presence across entire Maharashtra. I think, like I said, we already have 35 stores across Maharashtra. So the name PNG is well versed with almost every household in Maharashtra. And this is going to be a big, big benefit for any franchisee. So we are ready to take our franchisee across any city which has a PNG store. And because the store size is small, we can even do multiple franchisees or multiple stores across any city in Maharashtra. Of course, this will depend on the size of the city. So something like Pune can take up easily around 5 to 7 stores. Mumbai can take up maybe a dozen stores, or maybe 10 plus definitely. New Mumbai can take up a couple of stores. Cities like Nagpur, Nasik can take up 2 stores, as is Solapur and Kolhapur. The smaller cities like Latur, Nanded, they can definitely take up 1 store minimum. So we have a scope to expand across Maharashtra. The store size is not going to be very big. We require a 500 square feet store It has to be on the ground floor. It cannot be on the first floor, and it has to be the entire 500 has to be in one floor. It cannot be that we have 250 square feet on the ground floor and 250 on the first floor. That will not do, because then the space becomes very small. What we need is basically 500 one floor, ground floor space, preferably in an area which has a good walkarounds or in a market space. It need not be on a very high street. It can be close to a high street where there is a good amount of market. It did not be a jewelry market also, because this is a fashion jewelry. So this is something which we can even place in a the store can be placed in an area where there is apparel or other stores which are doing good business. It did not be in a jewelry market, specifically in a jewelry market. So this is a store requirement what we have. This is one of the photos of the store. As you can see, Silvostyle by PNG is very prominently put forward on the facade, and the store is it has a very trendy interior. We'll come to that in the later slides, but it's a very trendy interior wherein we have used a lot of fluorescent colors and good display. These are the primary 4 colors what we are using in the store. Very fluorescent blue, pink, yellow, and green. These are the CMYKs, which we have very transparently laid out. So these are the colors what need to be used. This is the logo, which will be displayed on the back of the cash counter. Again, we have given out the CMYKs with very prominent PNG also highlighted along with Silvostyle. This is how the logo would look in the backside of a counter. This is again the half logo which is used at the front of the counter, a very fluorescent pink. And this is how the main facade would look. Yellow facade with the pink logo of Silvostyle, with the Silvostyle written in black colors. I think we have a picture. This is how the store would look. So this is an actual photo of a store, mind you. This is not something which is a computer generated image. This is actual store photo which was taken at the inauguration of the latest store which was launched in Pune. So you can see it's a very trendy looking store with a nice interior, not very clumsy, and something which will attract almost every generation. So again, the uniforms what we are giving to the staff are very trendy, not the usual saris or the Punjabi suits which are worn in most of the jewelry stores. We have made a very trendy uniforms wherein you have jeans and very trendy t-shirts for both guys and girls. So the whole lookout for this store is very trendy. The managers will be given something of a black t-shirt so they can be easily identifiable. And the rest of the sales staff are having very trendy colors t-shirts. So this is some photos from the interior of the store where we have a large amount of display. As you can see, we have almost every sort of jewelry which is required. We have jewelry for men, mostly chains, bracelets, finger rings. Then a lot of jewelry for ladies, which would have necklaces, again chains, earrings, finger rings, a lot of other trendy jewelry like bracelets, and some more photos of the store where you can see it looks very trendy. The entire interior is a combination of black and white with the back display having very trendy colors. Some more photos. And this is a photo of a cash counter with we can see the store is not very crowded or very clumsy, and it's done in a very simple way but a very trendy way. So I think this is about all from my side as far the presentation is concerned. So to highlight or to just give you a gist of everything, Silvostyle is a brand which has been promoted by PNG, which has a very huge legacy and is a household name across Maharashtra. Here we are giving out basically sterling silver jewelry, which is all priced by MRP. So the store does not enter a lot of assets like carat meter or even weighing scales. every piece of jewelry is in MRP. So there is nothing like, you weigh the jewelry or, there's a calculation involved. Every jewelry has a barcode which gives the amount of what is to be charged for the jewelry. It is something which can be worn across generations. A very trendy interior, and trendy jewelry entails a very trendy interior. And we are ready to give franchises in both the models, FOFO models, which will only entail the franchisee to invest in the store interior, and the stocks would be put in by the company. And of course, the FOFO model, wherein the stocks and the interiors, everything will have to be financed by the franchisee. So there's a trend which is catching up, and I'm sure this is going to catch up, because this is a jewelry which is something which is used as an accessory. If you see the gold jewelry or the diamond jewelry, more than 50% of the market is basically the gold or the diamond jewelry is purchased by many people as a investment and not as an accessory. This is a jewelry which is purchased as an accessory. So this is something which is lightweight, light on the pocket, and something which can be easily purchased. The minimum size of this jewelry is starting at rupees 400 rupees, and you can say the most expensive jewelry is 15,000 rupees. The general average is around 3 to 4,000 rupees, which is something which people don't mind spending nowadays very easily. So youngsters or even people across generations can just walk into a store, purchase what they like, and just walk out. It does not need detailed planning what you need for gold jewelry or diamond jewelry. This is something which can be just purchased at the whim and fancy. It is not something which requires a lot of planning, because it's not very expensive and it is very trendy also. So I think this is sort of all from me at the moment, and I think I should be ready to take up all questions and answers.
Thank you so much, Amitji. Wonderful presentation. I think we covered every important aspect of it. Perhaps we can remove this presentation. Friends, I'll request you. I see some questions which you've already started to put in. If I can also request you to share the city of interest and maybe a property that you own. If that is relevant in our case, we'll also let you know. So keep writing in. I'll take that with your name and your city live. And quickly recap on the entire opportunity. And there are very few companies or brands that Franchise India also endorses. And Silvostyle is one such opportunity that we also endorse. And we have a long relationship with the company. So even from an investor mindset, when investor looks at thinking or buying an opportunity to start business, the credentials of the company, the credibility of the promoters is one of the top mindset with an investor. And which I would say is very, very important in this case. The company carries a huge legacy of 190 years, which is almost about 2 centuries, which is indeed a long period, not only to be in the business, but I would say also, in the business and being a lead player in the industry. They have a successful prototype. The addressable market, as we saw, is very, very big. The demand is big. And the second most important element, which also should be considered, is, how big is your addressable market? And when we look at the opportunity, the demand is big, the opportunity is big, the addressable market is great. And silver today has become a new age accessory choice for the new generation. Now, if we take into consideration the increasing prices of gold, the ability of silver to offer a large variety of design and that too within the range of the consumer's affordability is something which is very, very commendable. So the category is a good growth category, both for an occasion wear, which is big in the country, and also I would say even for minor occasions, it is used big time. And it is also important to understand that this category is also not much affected by online. There are many other categories which are affected online, especially when we talk about retail. This is not a category which is affected online, and touch and feel is still very, very important when it comes to buying decision of a customer. The third point which I would also like to make is the aspiration, right? So aspiration when it comes to Silvostyle and the parent company is very, very big, and customers look at buying a brand which has some, aspiration attached to it. And lastly is the design, which I would also say is a very big differentiator in the category, which is very, very important, which makes it a great opportunity to be considered. Right? So we are looking at two formats. One is owned and operated by a franchisee. The other is where the company which is owned by the franchisee, but company takes care of the operations. And where the company takes care of the operations, there is some sharing of operating expenses, which includes the salary of the staff, the manager, and also very big investment, which is primarily the stock, is something where the company takes care of the investment, which almost reduces your investment to about 50%. So in case of a franchise and company operated model, your investment is 25 lakhs, and company also pitches similar investment in the inventory. In case you're owning and operating, the entire investment and operations are taken care by the franchisee. So the company has also de-risked the franchisee, I would say, in both the formats. In case of FOFO, because they're sharing the expenses, the entire inventory management is done by them. But also in a franchisee and franchisee operated model, the entire stock is something which the company would buy back at the end of the tenure. So another important element to be also understood is like the asset value. Unlike many other retail businesses, silver is a appreciating asset. It does not appreciate over a period of time. So while the stock would be taken back, but there is still no risk in holding the stock. The marketing investment is something which the company takes care of in both the formats through digital marketing, and they have a very big, celebrity endorsements, influencer marketing, which the company understands very well, which would also be an investment done by the company. So we'll take some questions. So the investment I said is 25 lakhs for a FOCO model and 50 lakhs for a franchisee on franchisee operated. The area requirement is about 500 square feet, which is an ideal size to ensure that we are able to house all the SKUs and the categories. So Amiji, I'll take some questions, and maybe I'd like to start my first question. I think we have a great understanding on the industry, which you explained very well in the presentation, also what the competition is doing. So I'll straight away jump to understanding how the unit economics for these two formats would work. So which would mean, if we can touch upon questions like the typical stock turn that we expect, typical operating expenses, which means what kind of salaries are we taking into consideration, what kind of rental ideally we should consider, what broadly would become the bottom line for a franchise partner, and also typical margins that we're offering in the business. And maybe if we can also take an example of both these models and say if I do a certain set of sales here, this percentage, goes towards the expense, this percentage goes towards the return for the investor. I think that will make it more easy for our investors to comprehend.
Yes, thank you, Sonia-ji. So, like I said, we have two models. One is the FOCO model and the FOFO model. In terms of FOCO model, the entire investment is going to be put in by the company in stocks. And the company also would be sharing a part of the operating cost, almost I would say 40% of the operating cost. So only 60% of the operating cost will have to be paid by the franchisee. And in this case, we are offering a straight 30% of the sales as a sales commission to the franchisee.
Okay.
So if we are able to do a turnover of say around 1.5 to 2 CR, suppose say let's put in for simpler sake, let's put in around 1.5 CR in a year, we would be sharing 30% of 1.5 CR, and this would be done on a monthly basis, not on an annual basis or a quarterly basis. So every month, whatever the sales after discount before GST done at that particular store or that particular franchisee, we would be paying out 30% of that to the franchisee as a sales commission. So the
this
franchisee
is in case of franchise and company operated, Amitji?
Sorry?
FOCO, this is in case of FOCO that we're explaining?
Yes, this is in case of FOCO.
Okay.
So you can see we are still giving out a very high percentage of margin to the franchisee. 30% is a good amount of margin which we're giving out to the franchisee.
Correct.
And also would be sharing the cost plus putting in the entire inventory. So the franchisee basically has to only invest around 25 lakhs in the interiors and the store facade. So basically the store furniture and assets is what the investment is all about. And the payoff period as per our calculation should be 2 years or less than 2 years. So within 2 years, the entire cost of 25 lakhs what is been put in by the franchisee should be recoverable. Now, again, this will depend on the location of the store and, of course, the city where the store is operational. But in my opinion, even the operating cost would be less in case of smaller cities, and of course higher in case of cities like Mumbai and Pune. So overall, I believe within 2 years, the franchise should be able to recover its investment in furniture assets. In case of the salaries, the salary of the manager would be paid by the franchise, the company, and the other staff, we would require not more than 5 people, including the manager at any store. So the typical salary for the remaining sales staff at a store would be around about average around 25,000 rupees a month. So this cost would be around 1 lakh rupees a month in terms of you can say the salary cost. And the total cost we are looking for rent would be in the range of around 1 to 1.5 lakh rupees, depending again on the city. There could be smaller 2 and 3 tier cities where we can have a rent of even less than 75,000 rupees also. So the larger the city, the larger the sales, but then so are going to be the real estate costs, and so is going to be the rent. So it all works in tandem. And I believe the franchisee, when I'm saying the franchise should be able to recover 25 lakh rupees, I'm looking at annual income of at least 12 to 15 lakh rupees for a FOFO model for any franchisee after paying off all expenses. So this is the thing about the FOFO model. In terms of a FOFO model, we are offering a discount of 40% initially when they purchase the stock itself. Because in case of a FOFO model, all the stock would have to be purchased by the franchisee right on day one. And we were offering a discount of 40% on the MRP. So like I said initially, the entire stock has a tag attached with the price on it. So we are offering a discount of 40% on the tagged price to the franchisee. So indirectly, they're getting a gross margin of 40%. Again, of course, the expenses would be a little higher because they will have to be bearing the entire cost of the operating expenses. But all in all, again, in this model also, they would be able to recover the entire investment of 50 lakh rupees within 2 years.
And so also, friends, I'd like to add, which Amitji has in fact not kind of spoken. But when we talk about the stock, this is also a working capital, right? So what they have taken is they're giving a return on the entire investment that you make. But if you look at the inventory that you hold, that is a working capital, which is
correct.
Not a part of the capex. But if you look at the returns which are projected by the company, these are projected also on the working capital that you hold as an inventory.
Correct. It's on the total investment. And the good point about even the FOFO model is that in case, God forbid, but if someone needs to close down the store for any reason, the company will take back the stock at the same price that it was invoiced to the franchisee. So the franchisee does not have to worry about any dead stock or any stock lying at the end. The entire stock which is lying at the franchisee at the end would be taken back at the same price that it was invoiced to the franchisee. And also we have every 3 months the franchisee would get an opportunity to send back stock which is non-moving or slow-moving back to the franchisee at the same price that it was invoiced from the company. So the franchisee basically has no worry about on the stock end. In case they want to not increase the investment, they can initially start with a FOFO model and then convert to a FOFO model because they're getting a 10% higher returns. So if you see in the long run, the FOFO model would give them better returns because once the investment is done, then they would be able to get in better returns because they're getting a 40% return on the entire sales. So in the long run, the FOFO model would be more beneficial to a franchisee. Maybe in the short run, or if the franchisee has some issues about the amount of money they would like to put in, or they're not sure whether they will be able to achieve success, they can go in for the FOFO model.
Absolutely. And I'll start taking some questions which I was reading coming from a lot of our friends who have joined the webinar. And Amitji, before I go there, what is the value of the stock? For example, we're talking about a 25 lakh upfront, right? And there's a 40% discount that you said. So the value of the stock at any given point at an outlet would be to the tune of about 50 odd lakhs? 50
Yes, it will be around 50 odd lakhs. So even in the case of a FOFO model, the company would be putting in a stock which is valued at a sales value of 50 lakh rupees.
All right. Good. So, great. So I'll start taking some questions, friends. I hope some of the questions that you have asked have been answered. And I have a question on the franchise fee component. Amitji, are we charging any franchise fee? I think that was
Yes,
not
we will be charging a one-time franchisee fee of around 5 lakh rupees.
5 lakhs rupees, and that is part of the initial capex that we have put.
No,
So
no,
25
this is not our, this is we are considering as a part of the operating expenses. So this is not a part of the capex.
So our initial investment that we have projected does not include the fee component. 5 lakhs is over and above, you said.
Yes.
Okay, so the Praveenji, the franchise fee component is 5 lakhs for both the models, right, Amitji? For a franchise
Yes,
company
yeah, correct,
operated as well as
correct.
for-
And this is a one-time fee which has to be paid at the start.
I think the second question, Praveenji, is on the difference between the FOFO and FOCO. I think that has been explained very well by Amitji a while back. All right. I see questions. Are we open if there is a pressing location or maybe a profile? Would we be open for looking at opportunities outside Maharashtra?
Well, outside Maharashtra, we would like to do it in the next financial year because, just putting in one store outside Maharashtra, say in any city and doing no marketing does not justify the putting in a store there. Because whenever we put in a store, we also have to do a lot of marketing for it. And one store, doing a lot of marketing for one store would not going to justify the marketing
Absolutely.
cost. So we would not be interested in going outside Maharashtra this financial year. But next financial years, yes, definitely we would be going outside Maharashtra, but then we'll be in a phased manner. So we would be taking up state by state. So maybe we like to target the states bordering Maharashtra initially, and then go on across the country. But we'll be doing it in a phased manner. Currently, we would be only interested in Maharashtra, at the most also going to Goa. Because Goa is where we already have a PNG presence and we already are doing a marketing for Silvostyle in Goa because we are selling Silvostyle through the PNG stores too.
Okay, Amitji, a question which I also want to take because we're there at we're selling through our own platform also. There's a sale which comes in the vicinity or neighborhood where the franchise operates that store. Will the fulfillment take place from the outlet or we keeping these two channels separate in terms of?
Well, I'll tell you, see, in a PNG store, a Silvostyle is not the primary product. It is something which is sold as the least, something which is sold because we need to show it to a customer. So a customer which steps into a PNG store is there to purchase gold or diamond jewelry or some silver articles. We sell a lot of silver articles. And when they're going or when they finish this purchase, we show them the range of Silvostyle jewelry. But then the customers who walk in do not primarily walk in with a plan to purchase Silvostyle. It is something which is purchased as a side product. So, but someone who walks into a Silvostyle, they'll be coming in with the whole idea is to purchase the product. So, the conversion rate in terms of a Silvostyle store is almost 90 plus, whereas in case of PNG store, it will be hardly 10%.
Because this is not a destination product in case of PNG.
Correct.
Right. Friends, I hope I'm not taking all the independent questions, but I have read all your questions and most of these questions have been answered as we, asked. And somebody asking on the Goa part, have a lead in Goa. Amitji, I have one of my partners from Bombay who wants to know if we can pick Goa at this stage.
Yes, we can go into Goa. I would believe Goa has around 3 to 4 locations where definitely we can pitch Silvostyle.
Wonderful.
Because it's a tourist destination.
Yes.
Like the product is priced very, very
correct. Very aggressive. Yes.
Yeah. So it's not something someone will not mind spending 1,000 or a couple of thousand by just getting into a product.
Okay. Great. So Ashishi, your question was on the buyback. Yes, the company absolutely does that in case of franchisee and franchisee operated. In case of FOFO, the stock is completely managed, owned by the company. Amitji, you want to answer any questions? I feel we have kind of answered all the questions which I see coming from our friends in the chat. And also, friends, I like to again request, if you want to get into one-to-one discussion, please reach out to us. And in fact, the entire project is led by Ms. Varsha Thawani, who is heading the expansion along with the team based out of Pune. And her team and she herself would participate in any facilitation which is required. We'll also leave our hotline number, our email ID, and Varsha, I'll request you also if you can share your coordinates for all the members to get connected with. And Amitji, I'll request you before we close, if you want to share a message to everybody listening live and who are attending the webinar.
Yes, just one, I would like to answer just one question.
Sure.
There's a question about someone taking a master franchisee.
Mhm.
Now, this is something which we can consider outside Maharashtra or even for a big city. So say Mumbai or Pune or one of the other big cities like Nasik or Nagpur, is someone wishes to take a master franchisee and set up say around 3-4 stores, we are open for master franchisee, and we are also open to a master franchisee outside Maharashtra too. So someone wants to take a master franchisee for any of the neighboring states of Maharashtra, will be open for that, because in that case, there's a guarantee of opening up a certain number of stores,
Absolutely.
and then the marketing spend becomes very easy for us.
Mhm.
So we'll be open up to take up a master franchisee in this financial year itself, but not as a single store.
That's helpful. Praveenji, I hope that answers your query. And maybe final message, Amitji, before we close.
Yeah, I think we answered the rest of the questions. So thank you, Sonia ji, thank you, Neha ji, for giving Silvostyle this opportunity to showcase its the whole franchisee model on the Franchisee India platform. And my last message to everyone who's listening out here is that this is a very good franchisee investment opportunity, which is not very big in terms of capital requirements. You are also partnering with a very big legacy brand, which I think Sonia ji has already highlighted more than enough, and something which will definitely give you good returns in the long run. We are known for our trust, for our transparency. The PNG is known for its trust and transparency, and the same thing we would like to carry forward in the Silvostyle brand too. So it's a very good opportunity for everyone to start their own business, which is what I think most of the people on the Franchisee India platform would like to do. This is also very good for, I would not like to typecast anyone, but this is also very good for family members, who want something to do on the side besides having their own big businesses. So someone, who's interested in opening up a business for their partners, this is a good opportunity. This is something which the ladies, I'm sure, would look forward to, because something which would interest them more than the guys. So this is something which can be done very nicely by anyone, and the capital investment is not very big, plus the returns are very attractive. So that is all from my side at the moment.
Okay, thank you so much, Amitji. And Varsha, you want to add anything?
Yes, being from Pune, the level at which PNG is currently marketing Silvostyle as a brand at the Phoenix and all the mall season mall, you can see big hoardings. So I think this is the right time we capitalize and capture the entire market of Pune, take the first movers advantage in the market, and then also take forward Goa and other tier 2 and 3 cities in line. So looking forward to all the queries who would want to connect with me and get this going forward from here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amitji. Neha, over to you for your concluding.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Amitji, for joining us today. And it's a wonderful opportunity for all the people who wants to go into jewelry business, because you're providing FOFO and FOCO, both the models, that too in a pocket-friendly investment. So I'm sure the people who are watching you live, they are showing their interest. They have mentioned so many questions altogether. So guys, we try to answer all your queries. If there is anything which is left unanswered, we try to get in touch with you. You can also reach out to us at our hotline number, which is 9717683838. You can write us at feedback@franchiseindia xp.in. So tomorrow again, we are coming up with a new business opportunity for all of you with X Payback, the most trusted platform for shoppers to easily discover great deals and earn real cash back. To know more details about this brand and the opportunities which they are going to offer you, please join us tomorrow at 12 p.m. I have already shared the registration link into the chat window. You can click on the registration link and you can register yourself in advance to join us tomorrow to know and understand this business opportunity. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Thanks a lot. Have a lovely day ahead. Thank you, all the panelists.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Neha.
Thank you, Soneji. Thank you,
Thanks,
Neha ji.
Amit ji.